Hello again. So in the previous video, we saw that we committed the changes on the local drive using GitHub desktop, right? So after that, like as I told you, the changes are still on your local repository, so or local machine. So in case your machine has a problem or your disk has a problem, then your code will be completely gone because it is not backed up on the internet. So this is exactly where github.com will come in picture, and it will help you. So right now, if I just click on the reload button, then you will see that it still says there is no code out here. So what we are going to do is that we are going to go back to the desktop, the GitHub desktop, and then you'll see that here it is kind of warning you to publish your branch. So what I will do is I'll click on publish branch. So now this is going to take a little bit more time, but since our repository is not that big, it will very quickly push these changes to github.com, which is on the internet. So I'll go back here, and then I'll try to reload the repository. So if I just reload that page, then now it should show like all my changes here. Now, so out of the four advantages that I had told you, one of the important part was that, like I told you, that it will back up. So in case like there is any problem like with your desktop, then in that case you can always go to another desktop, install desktop version of github.com, and then clone your repository or pull your repository from there into your desktop. So your new desktop will have like all your source code ready, so the things are like backed up for you, right? That's the most important one of the advantages of github.com. Also, I told you that there is another advantage where you can share that repository with somebody else, right? So this is what I'm going to show you here. So you can click on settings, then here you'll see collaborators. So okay, I'll need to enter my password because it's an important step, right? And then here I can give access to somebody else. So for example, I need to simply, in the collaborator sections right now, you will see that there is nobody out here. So you just go here and then add people. Okay, so I'm here right now, so I'm going to add, say, add tech. So I can add this person, and then um, so this one, and I'll just simply say that please add Smita to this repository, and then that way like she will be part of this repository once she accepts the invitation. So there will be an email that will be sent to Smita at fairshow.tech, and from there like she can accept the invitation. Once she accepts the invitation, and assuming that she has a GitHub desktop, then like she should see like the repository showing up here, just like we check that in our second video, right? So you can do it in the same way. But let me now go back to the GitHub desktop. Now you'll see that the GitHub desktop, like for this particular repository, is clean in the sense that it doesn't show that there are any changes out here. It doesn't show that you need to push something to the internet. Everything is like clean. Now if I go back and then by mistake, let's say I delete like one of these file. Let's say let me delete this forget file. Once I delete this, okay, I'm going to delete this, so it is gone, right? But this is happening on the desktop itself, right? Nothing to do with the internet, or my disk has not crashed, nothing. It's simple that, like, by mistake, like I clicked on the delete button and this is gone, and let's say it is not even in the trash, like in my desktop. Then what happens? I need to recover this. So what I can do is, if I go to desktop, then magically, this forget.html has shown up here, and here, like, it shows that this file is deleted, right? So delete itself is like a kind of a change, actually, like, that something has changed on your repository that is being tracked. So what I can simply do is that I can right click on this, and then I can say discard changes, right? It will of course warn you that do you really want to discard the changes, because the changes could mean something important has changed and you want to keep it, right? So that's why it is warning you. But in this case, like, I'm sure that the changes I had done were like by mistake, so I'm just going to click on discard changes. So once I click on discard changes, right after that you'll see that this, the files will show up here. Actually the forget.html is, is back here. So now what I'm going to do is just going to open this file. I'm going to open this file in, say, VS Code or something. Okay. And instead of like deleting this time, what I'm going to do is that in this particular file, I'm going to add some, like, some weird characters. And again, like some mistake that I have done, and I'm going to save this file. Now once I save this file, exactly same thing will happen. Instead of like this being deleted, it will show that these new, this new comments, or like these new lines were added to my source file. And again, like I don't really want to save these changes. So just for the sake of doing it properly, let me close this. Okay. All right. Now here I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to say discard changes. Yes, I'm sure about it. I discarded the changes. Now again I go back here, and then forget.html, I'm just going to open it with VS Code again. Yeah. And then you'll see that these changes, the changes which I have discarded, are also gone from here. So this will save a lot of your time, like in case you do something by mistake. Now if you happen to make any changes that you want to keep, right, in this case you simply, just like the way like we did it in the first instance when we pushed all the code, you'll have to put in some comment as a summary comment, then description, then commit to main. Once you're done commit to main, then you'll see a push button here. Click on the push button, and then the changes will go on the github.com. Similarly, if somebody else has made the changes to the same repository, then what you need to do is that you need to click on this fetch origin first. And then once you click on fetch origin, there'll be a button called as pull here in case somebody else has changed it. And then you click on that pull button, and the changes will get into your local folder. So now let's go back to the top view that I had shown in the first slide, but I did not explain it at that time. So this is the flow, right? So the changes made to files using Notepad or VS Code, then the changes will show up on the GitHub desktop. And then once they show up on the GitHub desktop, you need to commit the changes, but still it's on your local machine. So once you push the changes, then only they will go back to github.com, right? And then if somebody else wants those changes on their laptop, then on their GitHub desktop, the laptop number 2, so this was laptop number 1, on the laptop number 2, they need to fetch origin and pull the changes, and they will come back on their desktop. So this is the full flow. And then again, as I told you, like, two advantages: you can track the changes. As we saw, whenever we made some change, that change showed up as a diff, or even if we deleted the file, then that showed up on the GitHub desktop. So locally you are tracking the changes. Then I also showed you how to roll back the changes. And then after that, when you push to the internet, then I showed you like how you can get back. So all the four advantages of GitHub and github.com combined, I have explained you, and I hope you like the video. Thank you.